This is, we're going to do a Liberty top string on a ECD ion. This is going to be a 9-diamond top string, so it's a little bit different than if you're doing an 8-diamond top string, which is what I do when I have 9-diamond mesh. So if I have 9-diamond mesh and I'm going to go through every hole this way, I'm going to go back to front. You can see how I've folded over 2 rows. I'll fold over the 9-diamond row. You can see that there's a little bit of a shift right here. If this were 9-diamond memory mesh or something else like that, I would start going through that hole. That is not the case. I'm going to skip over one more. And so throughout all of the holes going in this direction, starting from right side to left side, I'm going to go through the right. It's our version over here, the right one of those 2 holes rather than the left of that, because I have more holes here than I have holes in the scoop to be able to deal with. So back to front, back. This is D-chord, paracord. Back to front. So I skipped that one. I'll go through that one on the way back, and so on. Get to back to the plastic, leaving this nice and loose. Back to front there. Front to back. I don't know if you can tell with the video right now, but I have the hyper smooth on the GoPro on because everything, including this camera, is bouncing around a little bit. Okay, so I'm getting near the end here. So back to front, I've got one more hole over here that you can see there. Go back to front to that, but because I've used all the holes in the scoop, I'm going to pull that through. Everything is not tight. And from here, I'm going inside out through the plastic. I'm going to go inside out through that first hole in the sidewall, going outside in through the second hole of the sidewall. Now I'm going to be tying off on a 9-diamond row that's doubled over. So I'm going to go through this hole right here 2 times, so 3 times total, 2 more, one more. Front to back to the mesh both times. Notice I'm not pulling anything tight still. Okay, outside in one more, but I've gone through the mesh twice, so I just pull that. It's about as tight as it is before. I'm going to go back up 1 in this direction, inside out. This is a little tough because the way that I melted that is just, I get it through, but it's giving me a little bit of trouble. Okay, so this looks good so far. And from this standpoint, now I'm going to be using my thumb on the front side of the scoop to hold the tension. Using my left hand, that's my left thumb to hold the tension there. Using my right hand well, I might switch off a little bit, but I'm keeping the tension all the way as I go. Well, hopefully you can still see everything. I think so. There's a lot of shake camera, so hopefully this works. There we go. Got to make sure you pull that one. That last one there, you saw that shift of the mesh. Make sure the mesh is sitting where I want it to sit. Okay, trying to keep my hands. Okay, so I've got those 2 loops. Tighten using one of those 2 loops, and you'll figure out which one. I'm tightening that string over there. So make that a little easier. So keeping everything nice and tight. Tighten this loop. So now I've tightened that. There's a lot, you can't really see it with the thing, but there's a lot of slack. Now with this hand, with the end right there, I'm bringing all the slack out. Tighten that a lot. Okay, so now we're tightened all that way. Now we're going to go back. So just like on this side going that way, just like over here going that way, I'm not going to go through the first hole because this is 9-diamond mesh. So I move it over to 1. You notice all these open holes, those are the ones that I'm going to be going back to front through the mesh in this direction. So back to front of the mesh, front to back through the plastic and the scoop. It's really nice that I have this whole setup so my hands are free the whole time. keep that up there. Pulling tape on my fingers allows me to get incredible grip on the string without really stressing my the skin, without really tearing the skin off. Makes it so much easier to pull super tight and be able to do lots of heads in one day. Oh, come on. There we go. You can see how tight everything now. I kind of let go and it doesn't, it kind of stays tight because the mesh is already pulled to where it needs to be. Honestly, this is becoming an issue. So, pull that tight. That makes it a lot easier. Obviously, if I can cut the tip off the string that was giving me a hard time because it just made it difficult. Okay. Okay, so now I'm almost done here. I'll try and make this as much of a, you can't really see it. So I'm going to try to make this a little bit more of a point using the flame. So I want to try to run it through. That looks better. So now I've got a little bit more pointed of a tip. See if I can see that in the video later. And the issue is to try and make sure I can get it through this hole here. Oh, that was nice and easy. Maybe I can get that through one more time. So slip that underneath. This is going to look great. Okay, one more time coming out. Hopefully the audio, I bet the audio in the GoPro can hear what's coming out of my headphones right now, but whatever. Streaming movie of the day, it's Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. Okay, so now that I've got it through as many times as I want, I can pull it super tight. I'll have that loop. I have plenty left over. I'm gonna pull it super tight again. And then just do, double overhand knot. And make sure that is right up against the actual mesh. You can see I try to keep that nice, as tight as possible up to the plastic. Bing, bang, boom. Those knots are nice and tight. Cut that string. Boom. Okay, so being totally honest here, you can see that there's a lot of this. The string is folded over a little bit. Aesthetically, it's not perfect, but performance-wise, the performance, it's negligible. There's no way you're going to be able to tell while you're throwing and catching that the string isn't laid. It's perfectly flat. I have no idea how long it would take me to make sure that the string looks super flat the entire way around. If this was a contest and making it look good, I would do that. For this, for performance-wise, I don't need to. So, yeah. Here we go.